How's it going, my true people? DrSlaking, the Slacking Doctor, back with our week 8? Week 8? Week 8. I think it's week 8. It's week 8, right? Yeah, our week 8 game in the IBL. And I said I'd try and remember to do this. So going into this game, your Bowland Bovines are 4-3. So we're doing okay. We're positive. That's the important thing. We've been a little bit inconsistent this season. We've had a couple of weird losses and stuff, but for the most part, we've done pretty well this season. 4-3 is not bad by any stretch. So going into this game, basically, if we won this game, I was pretty confident that this would tie up playoffs for us if we won here. So with one more week left after this, it isn't the end of the world if we lose this game, but it was a great opportunity for us to try and tie up playoffs. And if you follow a lot of the Draft League content on the channel and stuff, then you'll know that my prep for the last couple of weeks has been a bit off because of holidays and everything else. So this was the first game in a while that I'd been able to prep a little bit more thoroughly for. So shout out to Checkmate Ben for building the team with me this week. It was an incredibly fun one, but I need to shout out my opponent this week, Bright Lovely Manbird, and his Fort Wayne Gastrodons we are playing. Go and check him out, guys. His channel will be linked down in the description along with the rest of the IBL coaches. This has been such a fun season. The IBL D-League has been just incredible, a great experience. I've genuinely loved it, and the other coaches are a fantastic community. So please do go check out all the other coaches and their videos and stuff. I'm sure there's some great content creators that you guys can discover there. But yeah, unfortunately my opponent hasn't had the most luck. They came in as a replacement coach. They've got a terrifying draft, but for whatever reason, the season hasn't gone great for them. I think they're currently sitting second or third bottom of the league with a shaky record. But that doesn't mean that they should be underestimated at all. Definitely a formidable opponent, and like I say, a formidable draft. So with all that in mind, I'm going to run you through our team quickly. We have Yuxi Hibiki back this week, and this is where things get a little bit crazy. I got in call with Ben, I had some ideas for the team. I was like, okay, this mon looks great, this mon looks great. And then Ben had a bit of an insane idea, and sometimes Ben has these ideas, and I point blank refuse. But this one made some sense to me, and I was just in a mood to go with it. So we compromised here and there on some things, but we have a full Trick Room team this week, which I don't generally like to use that often, especially when we have such a fast draft in the IBL. But you can see from the mons we've brought this week, we haven't brought any of our fast mons. No Coco, no Greninja, no Mega Pinsir. Only Nihiligo really over the base 100 mark is that quick on this on this build. So definitely a much slower team. So Hibiki is here as a Trick Room setter, the Yuxi. It's got Stealth Rocks, Memento, U-Turn, and Trick Room. Again, not a set that I like to run. I hate things that are pretty much completely passive. Things that allow free subs, setup, whatever. Although Memento, I guess, at least deters the setup a little bit or counteracts the setup a little bit, but still. Yuxi is here to be fully supportive for the rest of the team, because next up we have Infinite the Kieran Black, and this boy this time. Oh, I should also shout out Kurt. Thank you to Kurt for genning the team, and thank you to Joseph Games for recording as ever. Kurt did laugh at my scissor nickname, so I don't know how much I want to thank him, but no, shout out to him. He's a great guy, and I appreciate him genning my team on short notice. But yeah, Infinite the Kieran Black is here, and this week we are banded. We are Choice Band, Outrage, Dragonclaw, Ironhead, and Roost. You might say, why Roost on a banded set? We only needed Dragon Stab plus Iron coverage, or Steel coverage even, and if we got knocked off by something like the Persian, for example, he had quite a few knockoff users on his team, then just being able to Roost up might be beneficial for our Kieran Black, because obviously we are a brave nature with that maximum attack, negative speed, 0 speed IVs, and then just like all the rest in bulk. So we're a really bulky Kieran Black here. If you look at his team, show me what switches into a Choice Band Outrage. Literally nothing. His fairy is a Rabombi, which, you know, is a viable fairy, I suppose. But a Choice Banded Ironhead is going to blow through that thing. And it didn't look like necessarily the best bring against my team. When I have a Scissor, I have a Mega Pinsir, that even Quiver Dance Rabombi can be pretty easily revenge killed with Bullet Punch and Quick Attack and stuff. So, yeah, it wasn't. And I have like Nihiligo Heatran as well to kind of wall it defensively. Just didn't seem like the most likely bring. So with that in mind, Banded Outrage just looks horrifying for his team. Next up we have Oggy the Heatran. Heatran this week is a Gracium Z Solar Beam set to try and hit the Rotom Wash, which I thought would probably come as a Fizz Def set to take on Mega Pinsir, but it didn't. But nevertheless, Oggy is here as a Z Solar Beam with Fire Blast, Earth Power, and I can't remember the fourth cover. It might have been Rocks. No, it wasn't Rocks. It was... Oh, if only I knew. I don't remember what the final move was, but it was some sort of coverage. It might have been Dark Pulse or something. I don't quite remember. Dragon Pulse maybe. Not quite sure. Oh, it was Flash Cannon. We had Flash Cannon Stab. So we literally just had Fire Blast, Flash Cannon, Earth Power, Solar Beam. Dual Stab and a little bit of coverage here. Modest, oh not modest, sorry, negative speed nature with the plus special attack. I can't remember what the nature of that is. So no speed IVs again, as slow as possible on Augie here. But again, max HP and max special attack. So this is as offensive and bulky as we could possibly make our team, really. Next up we have Red, the Scissor, coming again, second week on the team and back-to-back appearances for it. With the Sword Stance, Metal Claw, X-Scissor, I think. No, Bug Bite, because Bug Bite gets boosted by Technician. So, actually, I think Iron Head does more than Metal Claw, so I think we were Iron Head. Iron Head, Bug Bite. And then finally, we had the Natural Gift on this set. Which, if you don't know what Natural Gift does, basically, it takes your held berry and does a power dependent on that berry, and the move takes on a typing dependent on that berry. So this berry is a berry that I cannot remember the name of. I want to say it was like an ascot berry or something weird. But basically, the berry means that we have a base 100 physical ground type move. So we can hit things like the Charizard that could otherwise pretty much wall away. We could hit the Toxicroak. We could hit... I think he had a Steel type on his team, although I can't remember what that is off the top of my head. But yeah, with Dual Stab plus ground coverage, we hit his whole team here. And yeah, with the Sword Stance, this thing can be really, really scary into Trick Room. All we need is like 3 Trick Room turns at +2 to punch a massive hole in his team. And I don't think he'll be expecting the Natural Gifts tech, so that was a really, really heat set. And then we have Nihiligo Lebowski, second Trick Room setter on the team. This is a min speed Black Sludge. Nihiligo, very, very bulky, with Trick Room Stealth Rocks, because I wanted to get rocks up and make sure they stayed up in this game, so I had double rocks. And then I think Sludge Wave and some sort of coverage move, maybe Power Gem, I can't quite remember. And then last up we have Batfink Jr. This set was just quite offensive, actually, quite a lot of attack investment to make sure that we could 2-hit KO even a very, very bulky Zard, because it is Zard X, so we can hit that with an Earthquake. I think we have Earthquake, Toxic, U-Turn, and Roost on this set. Like I say, it's really just here to try and take on that Zard as well as possible, and at least stop me from getting swept by a little bit by being able to put it in range of some other things, probably. But Zard is definitely a threat, and that's one of the main problems here, is that not only do I need to get Trick Room up, I need to get Trick Room up and I need to keep it up. I need to get Rocks up and I need to keep them up, and he has 2 Defoggers, potentially in Superior, and a Rapid Spinner and Claydol, so I guess not 2 Defoggers, but 2 Removers. But these are the things I'm looking at a team preview. I'm thinking, right, okay, I want to get Rocks up and I want to keep them up. I want to get Trick Room up and I want to do as much as I can under Trick Room. So what can stop me? Well, Fake Out Zero Aura can store Trick Room turns. Fake Out Alolan Purging can store Trick Room turns. Other than that, Kieran Black just wins. Like, Kieran Black just destroys him. And even without Trick Room, because we are such a bulky Kieran Black, we can probably take one and go in. So we actually had a bit of a false start in this battle, because I messed up when we were doing the team selection and I only sent out 1 Mon. I literally selected Yuxi as my lead, which was supposed to be my lead. And then I clicked confirm. Didn't select the other 5 Mons. So my opponent accidentally led in the first time with Superior, and I told him he was more than welcome to change it if he wanted to. I didn't mind, seeing as though it was my fuck up that kind of put us in that position. But he said he was happy to lead with Serp, so we stuck with the same leads. That made me think that this was possibly defog Serp, but regardless, what I'm going to go for here is the Trick Room. Now, you might think, why? You're not maximizing Trick Room turns because you want to get Rocks up. The reason for that is Serp basically 2-hit KOs me with Leaf Storm if he's max special attack. It doesn't need to be Specs, it doesn't need to be Life Orb. He can just, I think if he's Scarf, whatever, he will 2-hit KO me with max special attack Leaf Storms. So if I get the Trick Room up, it guarantees that I get Rocks and Trick Room if he went for the Leaf Storm turn 1, because I would outspeed him turn 2, right? Whereas if I went for the Rocks turn 1, he could Leaf Storm me turn 2, would outspeed, and I would never get my Trick Room up. So that was why that was my best play. I realized that we lose an extra turn of Trick Room and we're not maximizing it, but I didn't know his set. I didn't know that he was going to be like a Leech Seed stall set. He knocks me off, gets rid of my Mental Herb, but that's not really a problem. And here I'm just going to go for the U-turn, because I absolutely do not want to let in the Claydol. At this point, I'm fairly sure that Serp isn't defogged, because he didn't just go for it there. And I don't want to let the Claydol come in for free and Rapid Spin away my hazards, right? I've been saying all this time that hazards are so important against this team. I thought about going into Heatran and just going for the Z Solar Beam, but I thought it's not worth it. There's no way he's got like a negative speed nature or 0 speed IVs on this thing, so Kieran Black would definitely underspeed it, which he won't be expecting at all. And I should just be able to bop it with an Outrage, and I guarantee to get some sort of kill off here. Whereas with the Heatran, he could have scouted for the Solar Beam, because it would have been fairly obvious that I was going for the Z Solar Beam if I'd gone into Heatran there. So that's why I felt Infinite was a better play. And we fire off that big banded Outrage and drop the Claydol. Now that means that rocks are up to stay, I'm pretty sure, which is amazing for the Zard, because it means the Zard shouldn't be able to sweep me. He goes into Persian here, and I'm like, okay, this doesn't take an Outrage. I'm locked in anyway, but it doesn't take one. And he actually goes for the Fake Out and flinches me. So we don't get confused, we don't have to deal with that, and the Trick Room ends. So I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. I was hoping for a 2-turn Outrage so that I wouldn't have to stay in with Kyurem after Trick Room ended. But he's actually helped me out there by clicking Fake Out. So I'm going to go out into Batfink Jr. here, because exactly, I don't want my Choice Band getting knocked off, particularly at this point in the game. And I also... I'm locked into Outrage, and I don't want to click Outrage again and get a potential 3 turns locked in at Outrage when I haven't got Trick Room up. So we're just going to go into the Gligar here, and we go for the Toxic. The reason that I go for the Toxic is because this thing is the most obnoxious thing to my Trick Room, right? He can keep clicking Fake Out and stalling out my Trick Room turns, and the way I win this game is by having as many Trick Room turns as I can possibly have. So I want to try and put the Persian on a timer, but unfortunately he goes into the Toxicroak, which really surprised me. Like, I didn't expect that at all. Really great play, obviously predicting the Toxic there. And now he pivots into the Zard on my Earthquake, and I'm like, damn. He's putting in some plays here. He's definitely pivoting around my team well. However, he's taken Rock's Chip, and obviously on Zard, that's not just Chip, that's 50% of his health gone. So here we're just going to stay in and go for the Earthquake. Yes, he's knocked off my Violite, but the worst thing I could possibly do is let this thing get healthy or let this thing get a Dragon Dance. Yes, I'm at -1, but if he attacks, which he does, chances are he's going to take Recoil if he goes for the Flare Blitz, which he does, and I'd definitely KO him anyway. But because we have that attack investment, like I said, even at -1, unless he was a very bulky Zard, I thought we had a pretty good chance to KO him here, and we wouldn't be able to let him roost up on us. So that's why I thought that play was worth it. Yeah, we pretty much lose Batfink, but we lose Batfink in exchange for the thing that Batfink was brought for. So to me, it's no harm, no foul, right? If you lose the Mon brought to check something in exchange for the Mon it was brought to check, then you've traded equally, and you can be happy with that. Here he goes into Persian, just goes for the Fake Out. I don't see the point in preserving Batfink at this point, so I'm just spamming U-turn at the minute. If he wants to go for like a parting shot or whatever, I'm guaranteed to get a slower pivot. So that's my kind of play here. He goes for the foul play. Even with our attack investment, obviously we're still a bulky boy, so we managed to live on 1. I'm sure this would have been some kind of roll between the Fake Out, the Flare Blitz, the knockoff. You know, I'm sure with higher rolls he could have KO'd me there, so we do get a little bit fortuitous. It's not going to matter too much, but it is kind of relevant that we've still got an extra sack in the back, I guess. And here I get in a Beaky, and this is what I've been trying to do. All I wanted was to get Uxie in for free, because Uxie in for free can take this thing on. He's already knocked off our items, so knockoff's not going to do too much. I think he already knocked off Iron with Serp, didn't he? Or is it to go here? Yeah, he had already knocked us off Iron, so that knockoff doesn't do too much, which gives me a Trick Room, and that's really, really great for me. Here I can just go for the U-turn. I'm fairly confident he's going to go for the parting shot, so I did consider going for the Memento to block his parting shot, but Uxie at this range of health can actually get Trick Room up again on this Persian, so I'm like, actually, it's better off keeping a Beaky around and trying to get Trick Room up once more. If he goes for the parting shot, it's not too bad, because I have a Heatran. I'm pretty sure at this point, Oggy, Modest, or at least max special attack boosting nature Heatran, I'm pretty sure can just like Loco his whole team. Like what takes it? Even a -1 Fire Blast, like Serp probably isn't taking it. He's already lost some health on Serp. He's got to take rocks damage, and he goes into the Toxicroak, and I'm like, this thing's dry skin. Like this isn't living. I know I'm at -1, but I'm max special attack. I can't go for the Earth Power because I'm at -1, so I got to go for the Fire Blast, and he eats that. He eats that so easily. It turns out to be AV, designed to take on my Greninja, and he goes for the Earthquake and Okos me, and I'm like, boy, that was a bulky set. So did not expect AV Toxicroak there. But yeah, definitely a heat set by my opponent. The fact that he could go for the Vacuum Wave or something here kind of scares me. He could have priority, but I still feel like getting Infinite in and just firing off moves is the best thing for me to do at this point in the match. I'm not sure if he has priority. He doesn't, it seems, because he didn't click it there, and we are able to just Dragon Claw that man. I didn't go for Outrage this time, because I didn't want to get locked into Outrage, get a confusion or anything like that. I think the way that I lose this game from this position is like some kind of hacks or something, so I just don't want to get confused. Here I'm going to pivot out and I'm going to sack Gligar. The reason being, Trick Room's coming to an end, and I want to get Uxie in on this Persian. Like I said, I've preserved Uxie for a reason. So that's why I kind of said the Batfink living was perhaps lucky, because it gave me a free pivot here. At the end of the day, I'm sure we could have got Trick Room up another way, or I could have just stayed in with Kyurem, and you know, at this point we're very much in the driving seat, but nevertheless, it does give me a free sack so that I can get Yuxi in with no risk, because as you see there, we live on 5, so that fake out would have been a problem if we'd had to take that fake out chip as well, but that's why I made that kind of pivot switch. Yes, we lose some differential, but I genuinely do not care about differential. Like, I've always kind of treat leagues this way. Unless I have to play for differential at this, I just don't think about it. Here we go for the memento, because I want to get Kieran Black in without a parting shot on it. I want Infinite to come in at full attack and just kill things. He doesn't have fake out unless it's on the Zero Aura in the back, as he goes for the knockoff anyway. And that was the other reason I didn't want to lose my choice band, although that wouldn't have been the end of the world. Just having banded Kieran Black is just terrifying. So here we're going to go to Kieran. And I'm pretty sure this time I click Dragon Claw again, because I feel like, one, Terravolt takes rid of his fur coat, I should mention, so that's how we're able to do so much to Persian. As we do just Oko this thing. But 2, I don't want to go for Outrage, because again, if I get like a 2-turn Outrage and then I get confused and then Trick Room finishes and then I'm not able to get it up again, like Zero Aura might just sweep me, or you know, some shenanigans could happen. I don't want that. So I'm just going to go for the Dragon Claw again on the Superior that comes in here, and I'm like, okay, I don't think he has Fake Out and Zero Aura, because if he did, what he would have done there is gone in Zero Aura, clicked Fake Out, then gone back into Superior, sacked the Superior, then brought back in Zero Aura, clicked Fake Out again, and my Trick Room would have been over, and then he could have tried to sweep me with Zero Aura maybe. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't have it, and here he doesn't go for the Fake Out, so Infinite just bodies that man too, and we win. GG to my opponent. Really, really fun game. Sometimes the insane sets work the best, and this one was definitely insane. Kieran Black picking up 5 kills under Trick Room. Pretty bonkers. Gligar grabbing the other on the Charizard, of course. Banded Kieran Black obviously is unbelievably strong. And Infinite really showed it here today. So, like I said, shout out to Ben for building this kind of Mimia team with me, but like, I say Mimia only because it's very unconventional. It's not like we were doing it as a joke or anything. We really thought that Kieran Black had matchup, and this was the way that Ben thought we could maximize that, and I could see where he was coming from, so it worked an absolute treat. Better than I ever could have expected. But yeah, GG to my opponent. I don't really blame like him for any of his plays. Like I feel like he played the game like the best he could. It just sucked for him that he had no matchup. Like he just had no matchup here at all. I don't know what he possibly could have done to win this game. It's one of those where the odds are so stacked against you with the build that we had and the matchup that we had. So regardless, like I say, GG to him. And that means that your Bowland Bovines have now locked for playoffs. That confirmed it. That win confirmed it. As I thought going into the game that it would, it does confirm we are now in playoffs. So we have one more week left. We're currently sitting at 5-3. I would love to win that game. I would love to go 6-3, because if we can go 6-3, mid Pokemaster, which way around it is, mid Pokemaster, he is playing, is it? Yeah, because we had Pokemaster Mike in the league, and then we had mid Pokemaster, and it was like, it confused me which way around they go. But yeah, mid is playing OP Jellison, and OP Jellison currently, after he beat me a couple of weeks ago, is still undefeated. He's the only undefeated coach in the league. So going into the final game of the season, I'm hoping, despite the fact that he's already guaranteed his bye place, I'm hoping that he goes all out to beat mid, and does manage to go unbeaten this season, because if he beats mid and we win our final game, we will actually finish second in the division, and secure that other bye. So it's going to be really, really interesting. I definitely want that. That's my goal, to get second place, to get an automatic bye in the first round and get a week off. Oh, that would be nice. So that's what we're targeting. Next week, we're going to take it just as seriously. We're going to go for the win. It doesn't matter that we've locked for playoffs now that we've clinched. We still want to get as many wins as we can under our belt. Obviously, it's worth mentioning this is a D-League, and I would love to be in the IBL main league next season, so every win matters here for me. But yeah, this has been such a fun season. I'm so glad that we're in playoffs. Like I've enjoyed this league so much. It's been one of my favorite leagues for a long, long time. So yeah, very, very thrilled to be a part of this, and very thrilled to be a part of playoffs. And thank you guys to all your support, because these videos have done very well on the channel. This season's been very well supported, so I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you. Now, all that being said, I'm going to shut up because I have a tendency to ramble on. Thank you so much for loafing around with me, guys, and I'll catch you again next time.